Welcome back to Top Stocks. First of all, I want you to say that I am sorry for not uploading in a while. I was moving into a new apartment and was very busy. I want to upload at least one video per week from now on. In this video I am going to analyze the transactions of Berkshire Hathaway in the last quarter. As you probably know, Berkshire Hathaway is a conglomerate led by Warren Buffett, who is probably the most successful investor of the 20th century. And I do believe that young investors like me still can learn a lot from Warren Buffett, and therefore it is interesting to take a look at the transactions he made in the last quarter. Warren Buffett has been criticized a lot in the past year. He was hesitating in March when markets worldwide plummeted due to the spread of the coronavirus. He missed the opportunity to buy stocks with a huge discount in the dip. This led to some people saying that he should retire. I personally trust Warren Buffett, and his experience and hindsight, as we all know, is always 20/20. Also, Warren Buffett was criticized massively 20 years ago for not investing into hype technology stocks, but the stock price of Berkshire Hathaway multiplied by the factor 6 since then. Before we get into the portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway and the trades of the last quarters, I just wanted you to know that I am uploading new content weekly, and if you don't want to miss any of my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. This would help me a lot and would be appreciated very much. But now we take a look at the investing portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway. The portfolio consists of 47 positions and has a cumulative market capitalization of $217 billion. Apple is still the largest position with 44% share of the investing portfolio. Coca-Cola and Bank of America are the second and third largest position in the portfolio. Please keep in mind that Berkshire Hathaway is not just an investing firm. They also own companies which are not public anymore, such as Geico or Kraft Heinz, and are therefore not part of the $217 billion investment portfolio, which I just mentioned. The first transaction I am going to talk about is Apple. Berkshire Hathaway sold 6% of the Apple stocks in the investing portfolio. I do believe that it is a smart move to sell some of the Apple shares, since this position performed very well in the last couple of years, and since the stock amounted to 50% of the investing portfolio, it makes sense to sell some shares in order to rebalance the portfolio. If you are invested in Apple, I would not worry that Warren Buffett sold some of his shares, since he still holds a lot of Apple shares. Berkshire Hathaway sold also a lot of banking stocks in the last quarter. For example, the company sold 60% of its Wells Fargo shares and reduced the position to a value of $1.5 billion. This seems to be an ongoing trend. Berkshire Hathaway sold all of the shares of JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs in the past year. But on the other side, Bank of America shares were bought and are now the second biggest position in the Berkshire portfolio. The reason behind these transactions are, at least in my opinion, that he is convinced that banks will still be relevant despite the disruptive fintech companies. Bank of America seems to be the best bet on banking, and according to Warren Buffett, I can see why he sold a lot of Wells Fargo shares, since the company was involved in some scandals in the past few years. General Motors is the third stock which was sold by Berkshire Hathaway in the past quarter. The reason for that, in my opinion, is the boom of electric vehicles. A lot of new manufacturers entered the market in the past years, which means that the competition will grow massively in the next years. This leads to lower returns for companies that sell cars. Again, I can understand the reason for selling this stock. The last sale I am going to talk about is Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold is the largest gold manufacturer in the world. These shares were bought in March 2021 in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis. Barrick Gold is of course a stock to buy when someone is fearing a crash. So I do believe that Warren Buffett believes in rising stock markets, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to sell a company like Barrick Gold. Now that I have analyzed the positions, which were sold by Berkshire Hathaway, let us take a look at the companies that were bought by Berkshire Hathaway in the past quarter. T-Mobile and Verizon are the first stocks that I am going to talk about. Berkshire Hathaway bought shares, which are worth $700 million of T-Mobile. Also, Verizon shares worth $7 billion were bought by Berkshire Hathaway. This means that Berkshire Hathaway is very bullish for the telecommunication industry. The reason for that is the 5G trend. I do believe that customers will pay more and more for their subscription in order to use 5G. Also, I do believe that the home office topic is here to stay and will result in a higher demand for fast internet. Both of these trends will yield in higher returns for the telecommunication industry. Berkshire Hathaway also bought shares of Chevron. This may be a controversial investment, since the oil industry was not yielding big returns in the past months and years. The energy transition is happening, but it's not happening overnight. This means that there are still returns to be generated by companies in the oil industry. Also, the dividend yield is very high. Of all the oil companies, Chevron has the best balance sheet in terms of debt and therefore is the obvious choice for Berkshire Hathaway, since Warren Buffett is always looking for companies with solid balance sheets. So these were the most important trades that Berkshire Hathaway made in the last quarter. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments down below what company I should analyze next. Thanks for watching, and until next time on Top Stocks.